Welcome to Time Well Spent, a podcast from LaborSync, the only real-time, multilingual timesheet software your business will ever need.
Today, we're unpacking a concept from the LaborSync blog that really reframes the whole idea of the seasonal rush. They argue it isn't just a busy period, it's actually a stress test.
A stress test. That's a terrifying way to put it. It implies that if your business breaks in July, the crack was actually there back in, January?
Precisely. The pressure just exposed it. You see that the blog article, Why Seasonal Work Exposes Weak Systems, makes the case that when companies crash during peak season, they blame the labor market.
Right, you always hear, we couldn't find good people, or nobody wants to work.
Exactly. But the reality is that their processes were only good enough for the slow times.
It's a scalability problem, really. And I'm guessing the first place that cracks is always the most tempting one to cut corners on.
Payroll classification, it's the classic 1099 trap. When you suddenly need 30% more staff for 8 weeks, the urge to just label them independent contractors is massive.
Less paperwork, no withholding. It seems easier.
It seems easier, but the IRS uses a very specific metric here: control. If you dictate when they show up, what equipment they use, and exactly how they do the job.
And they're an employee, period.
Right. It doesn't matter what you call them. And the blog article highlights a really brutal example of this.
The landscaping company.
That's the one. They tried to 1099 their seasonal crew, and the audit didn't care about their intent. They got hit with, I believe, $180,000 in back taxes and penalties.
$180,000. That probably wiped out the entire profit for the season.
You'd think so, but that's just it. It's not always a calculated risk. It's often just, administrative panic,
Right.
And that panic bleeds into operations.
Specifically with system access. The shared account. Nightmare.
Yes, I've seen it 1,000 times. The manager is way too busy to set up 10 new profiles, so they just write the admin password on the whiteboard.
Just use this. And right there, you created a ghost in the machine.
You have zero individual accountability. If a job gets deleted or a client is double billed, you have no digital fingerprint. You can't see who did it.
There was that HVAC case study mentioned, right? A seasonal worker accidentally deleted a whole week's worth of assignments.
A full week. And because everyone was logged in as office, nobody knew who pressed the button, and worse, they didn't know how to undo it.
Oof. And cybercriminals have to love that.
Oh, they do. They actively track these seasonal cycles. They know that during the holiday rush or the summer peak, IT protocols get relaxed. They know you're sharing passwords.
It's the perfect time to get it. It's the same mindset as with safety issues, isn't it? That whole we don't have time thing.
It is. The data shows injury rates spike with seasonal workers. And it's not because they're clumsy. It's because onboarding gets compressed.
So a 2-hour safety module gets turned into a 5-minute summary.
If that. Sometimes it's skipped entirely. And that leads to the vetting issue. If you need a body in a truck today, waiting 3 days for a background check feels like an eternity.
The warm body fallacy.
Yes, and the article details this company that hired a seasonal guy, no check. He was great, so they kept him on. 6 months go by, they run the check for a promotion.
Let me guess.
A DUI history. And he'd been driving their commercial vehicles for half a year.
Oh, wow. So their insurance policy is arguably void at that point.
Exactly. They were driving around with this massive, ticking time bomb of liability, all because they felt too rushed 6 months before.
So let's pivot to the solution, because just telling people don't rush is, frankly, useless advice when the phone's ringing off the hook.
It is. The core takeaway from the blog is build in the winter. You can't install a fire suppression system while the house is on fire. You have to build these systems in the off-season.
Which means using software to basically force compliance.
Yes. You need automated onboarding. The system shouldn't let a manager schedule a new worker until that worker has clicked through the safety modules and signed the tax forms. You take away the human option to say, we'll do it later.
And on the digital side, that means role-based access control.
100%. A seasonal hire should never even see the delete schedule button. Their login should only show them what they need for that day. If they don't have the keys, they can't crash the car.
So the argument is that good systems are, in a way, rigid systems. They don't allow for the so-called quick fix.
Correct, because that quick fix is what ultimately destroys your reputation. If a seasonal worker botches a job or damages a client's property, the client doesn't care that it's your busy season.
They just stop calling. That's the bottom line. You're protecting your year-round reputation from your seasonal chaos.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
This episode of Time Well Spent was brought to you by LaborSync. Track employee hours and job site locations in real time from any device. Start your risk-free trial today at laborsync.com.